Hello, today I'm going to give a little tutorial on how I remove Exofin Tissue Adhesive. As you can see, the Exofin Tissue Adhesive has been applied to the skin, and say if there was a reason you needed to remove it, the nice even coat that you've applied really doesn't give you an edge to grab to be able to take it off, and you don't want to use any acetones or petroleum type products that could get any bacteria from the surrounding skin inside that wound once you remove it. What I've seen that works best is you take another tube of Exofin glue, pop the cap on it. We're going to, just like before, gently squeeze it down until we see the glue. Once we see the glue, we're going to apply a light coat just around or on top of the previous Exofin glue, and we're going to let that dry. You can see it's a lot it gets a lot more purple than it was before. We're going to give that a chance to dry in about usually 10 to 15 seconds. If you're doing this over anything else, kind of give it a little quick squeeze some glue out. That way it keeps this from clogging up on you, and it's going to give that a chance to dry. Kind of looking at that, and it looks like that's dry. So then what I'll do is get me a little bit more glue, go over the top of it again. I just like to build it up and just get it a little thicker if I can, especially on the edges. Now this is only to remove it, like I said. So usually that right there with that much purple, you're usually pretty good. We're going to have to give it just a little while to dry. That's pretty thick on the edges. If you don't give it enough time to dry, it will be dry on the outside but not the inside. It'll be almost like a gel substance. So you don't want to start peeling that, because then you're going to be, it's almost like that booger glue on the back of credit cards. So you want to give it ample time to dry. So I'm going to give it a good minute to dry before I start messing with it to try to remove it. So it's pretty tough now. I want to give it just a little while longer. The longer you give it to cure, the better chance you got at removing the entire piece in one pull. Now, granted, I'm doing this over a simulated wound on my arm. If it was a kind of real serrated wound, a lot of gaps and stuff, it may not work as well, but it should be able to, depending on how the thickness you have this glue on top, pull all that remaining glue off. And this is, like you can see on my arm, it's pretty thick. So what I do now that I have a bubble on the side, I'll be able to kind of get a fingernail up underneath that and pop it loose. You see there? And then from there, I just slowly work my fingers underneath it to remove it. And not only has it removed the glue, but it has also removed my fake wound. So, and as you can see from this, it's like plastic pretty much. It's very flexible. You can see it stretching. And this is fine. I mean, this is pretty thick. You can see the shimmer in it from the camera light. But this is a good example of why you don't want to put Exofin tissue adhesive on too thick, because if you do leave it thick on the edges, it's like a scab. You can pop it up, and being this is almost like plastic now, a stretchable plastic, you can remove it. So that's why I said one even coat like before is harder to remove, whereas if they keep applying glue on top of glue on top of glue, then this is kind of, you get, this is the effect, and you can actually remove it from the skin. So hope this helps. Thanks so much.